Now, we have R3 system. This is our R3 system, and this is our database system. R3 is old system, E-system is new system, version wise differences. So R3 system, I'm logging into R3 system. What is our first step? We need to create this table. Okay, I'm creating a table. To create table, we have a transaction called ST11. Okay, this is transaction to create a table. And most of the time, this is first this is a data dictionary, and this is a prime time to create the table in backend database. Okay, you can create just a backend of Oracle database for the table creator. So I would like to have table name like EMT underscore text. Okay, this is my table name, and table technical name, and click on create. So I am creating the table, and table description. This is employee text table, and delivery class. This is a custom table, so I'm giving C. C means custom, and display maintenance and selecting allowed. But in real time, or in SAP derivative, most of the time, it's selected with select table. So that the table entries will be maintained through the data program. Okay. So whenever user sees the data in separate stream, because of the data program, data ocean system is underlying data. So it is said in this. Here we do not have the stream and program to see the table. That's the reason I am selecting display maintenance allowed, so that you can directly enter the entry into the table. Okay. So I am selecting this one. Then once you selected this one, go and select technical settings. Okay, and click on here. Here it will ask for, you are creating a table, correct? A table, whatever you are creating, the table is storing in transport access, or needs to store in transport access. The same and related transport access is select in package. The system is asking for the package. Okay. The package, we have already delivered package is there, and package is going to store related transport. Related transport will be assigned to the package, and table is the object, and in transport we need to transport the table from one environment to another environment. Okay. You develop object in development environment, and later on you transport these objects into the quality and production environment. Okay. So the object whatever you create, you are creating a table. Okay. This object needs to be selected in the transport request so that it can move to the later environment. That's the reason it is asking for package first. Later on, once you provided package, system will ask for transport request. Again, I am going to discuss all these things in other class. Okay. It is asking for transport request. So system is counting the number, which is nothing but request number, and your table will be locked under this transport request. So that if you remove this request, then the object will move from one place to another place. See? In real time, we can have three environments: development and quality and production. Okay? And table we are creating in development system. Later on we need to have this table in quality and production system. Production system is the line system where users run the report and there are business transactions. We do develop operation development system, which is here. Once testing is passed, then we move to quality system. To move objects from one system to another system, we need to transport them. If you want to transport, then the object needs to be selected in the transport request. We are selecting object into the transport request, and A transport request will be assigned to the package. Now, the table is connecting into this request. This request is assigned to the package called DB. Okay? So, I am selecting the table in this request. Now, it is asking for data class. Text is master data. Okay, in source system also you can find master data and transaction data, and whatever data you are going to keep in the table, that is master data. So select the master data and size category. You can have different size categories. It is not coming up here, but we can have input information like 0, 1, 2, like that. 0 means 0 to 60,000 records. Okay. 1 means 0 to certain limit. Okay. Based on the size category, based on the expected data in the table, we need to come up with the size category. I am giving 0 here and click on save. Now come back. Then go to extra, and in future if you want to enhance the table, then click on enhance category and can be enhanced detail. Now you have provided technical information to the table, and now we need to come up with field information. Okay, I would like to have fields like ZZEMP ID, and I would like to maintain this one as a key field. And if I want to have a field information within the table, then I would like to have two object information. Okay, one of the component is data element and other component is domain. Okay, if I want to define a field, I require two other components called data element and domain. Data element will provide start description and label information. First, start description in the sense, this is nothing but a description. Okay, and label information in the sense, this is nothing but label information and label information. Okay, so first thing, if you want to have start description and label information, then you can get it that information from the data element. And for same field, if you want to provide technical information like data element, data type, and length, you can take these two information for the field using domain. So if you want to define a field, first of all you need to define a data element and you need to define a domain. See, table contains field. If you want to define a table, then you need to define a field. And if you want to define a field, then first of all you need to define a data element. If you want to define a data element, before that you need to define domain. So domain will provide data type and length for field, and data element will provide short description and label information. Okay. Whatever description is provided for data element, especially belongs to this field. Whatever length and data type is provided in this domain, this belongs to the field. So if you want to have a field, you require data element and domain. So first of all, I am creating data element for field called ZZEMP ID. I am creating data element for ZEMP underscore DE1. And it is not created, so whenever you click on enter, you will end up seeing 0 and 0. If it is not created, then you will end up seeing 0 and 0. And now you need to create this one. So double click on data element and click on yes. And create data element. Yes. Now, what I am doing, I am creating data element, and whatever short description you are giving for data element will be for your field description. That's the reason I am giving this one as employee. Okay. And Here you can give description and field label information also. And what would be the length and what would be the field label information? This is field label information and length of the field label. Now, if you want to define data element, you require domain. So I am creating a domain now. Now we have domain and double click on the domain, and the data element is not saved. So I am saving here, and whenever I save, it will ask for transport request, and I am selecting the data element object also in transport request. Now system is prompting to create domain. The domain always gives data type and length, number of characters. This is nothing but for field. So short description, employee, domain, and data type. Yeah, EMP01, that kind of information I am going to show. So number of characteristics 5. Then activate this. So domain is also an object. Now this object is selecting in a package and a transport request, and I am activating the domain first. Once domain is activated, then you can activate data element. Once data element is activated, you can activate the table. Now table is activated and it is having one field, and for that field you have provided technical information using data element and domain. Data element will give technical information like short description and label name, and original technical information you can get it for the field using domain. Now I would like to have another information like GG description. Text data means descriptive data. Now descriptive data I am not selecting key field. This is not a key field, but whenever you define tables really require one field as a key field. Without key field you cannot define table. Okay? Without one key field you cannot define table, and table can have these kind of key fields up to 16 only. More than 16 it is not possible. Now description, GG description underscore DG1, double click on this one and click on yes. Now create the data element, and this is description, and what is your domain? I am making this one as domain. Okay. Domain has to be created. Now I am saving data element in the transport request. Now this is domain, and I am giving domain information like 20 characteristics. Okay, and activate this domain. Okay, activate it. Then come back, activate the data element, come back, activate the table. Now table is ready with 2 data fields. Now if I want to insert the entries into the table, I can insert directly. Okay, go to the utilities and you can have table content and create entry. Once you click on the create entry, you can see EMT01. In this pattern, you can enter EN ID1, save it, and second record, save it. You can have length up to 20 characteristics. Okay, it is not taken here, but in next table, I'll showcase. Okay, 20 characteristics, 40 characteristics. Now, I saved 3 records within the table, and you can see that information here. Number of entries 3. So this is the information in the text table. You have many keys, and this is the description. Now, this information you would like to transfer into SAP BW into object. For this reason, you can create new data source, and you can manipulate the data source, and you can assign the data source into the input process, and at the time you can activate the transfer rule. That time the transfer structure and everything will be generated in the BW side. Same transfer structure will be generated in the output. Then insert info update data update, and create update rule. Here we are not following direct update method, we are following flexible update method. Not following flexible, we are following direct update method. Now we have a table called VEMP underscore set and performing second step. Go to pattern RSO2. RSO2 is a transaction for creating of your own data source. You can create transaction data, and you can create attributes, and you can create text data source, but you cannot create hierarchy data source using this generic extraction tool. Now we are working with text, correct? I am creating a type of data source called text data source. I am creating data source, text data source for employee. The transaction code is RSO2. I am creating a data source called VDS underscore text underscore EMP. Then click on create. Then employee information, that's the reason employee HR. So application component, you can select HR. We have certain application component called PA, personal management. Okay, this is part of HR, and you are working with master data. Okay, so I am selecting TA-IO. IO always prefers master data. So select this one, TA-IO. Say like if you are working with customer text, then you need to select SD. If you are working with vendors, then you need to select something like that. Based on the data source, you need to select the application area. So data source definition something like this. Data source is a related database which belongs to certain application area or component. Now this is a data source which belongs to employee text information. Now what is your table VEMP underscore text, correct? This is table information and give data source, medium and long and short description. Then click on enter. Then save the data source. And data source is also object, that's the reason it will ask for transport request. See, in real time, in ECC we tend to ask a transport request. In real time, whenever you create info object or info area, whatever it might be, system will prompt for transport request. కాబట్టి మీకు ల్యాబ్ లో చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఇది రాదు కదా, కాబట్టి రియల్ టైమ్ లో మాత్రం కంపల్సరీ ఇది వస్తుంది అనమాట. నేను ల్యాబ్ లో రిమూవ్ చేస్తాను సో దట్ యూ కెన్ వర్క్ ఆన్ ది ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఈజీలీ. ఓకే, ఫైన్. నౌ క్లిక్ ఆన్ కంటిన్యూ. నౌ సేవ్ the data source. Now data source is created successfully, and this is the extract structure generated by the system. When along with the extract structure, system is generated by extract log. And if you want to know this information, then you can select this data source, and we have information like we have transaction called RSA2. Now I think in this system we do not have. Maybe I will showcase that information. So we have data source ready, and this structure is generated. And if you double click on this one, you can see the structure is 2 fields. Now using having 2 fields, and your exact structure is also having 2 fields. Whenever you put the data using extractor, the data in this field will transfer through this field, then these 2 fields, then these 2 fields, then transfer, then to info object, and after this info object text table. So text table also should contain 2 fields. Now you have data source ready. So extractor and extract structure is ready. Now you need to run transaction called RSSC, where you can check simulation of the extractor. Okay. Here, whenever you run data source and whenever you click on the extraction, this extract structure will be get triggered. Okay. And that will showcase the information whatever you are extracting because of the extractor and data source. That information is showcased here. How many records we have? 3 records. So extractor should pick up 3 records from the database table, and those 3 records should showcase here. So it is compiling. So 3 records extracted, and you can see 3 records here. Display list. Three records we have, and these 3 records are extracted from the database. These 3 records are bundled in one data packet. Okay, and in one data packet we have 3 records. Okay. Whenever you click on the display list, it will showcase one data packet. In that one data packet, we have 3 records. Now, simulation is working fine, and you need to trigger this data source or extractor using IP. Okay. So first of all, let me complete in BW side, and we can trigger using IP. Now, user ID and password. And logging into BW system and create user ID and password. When use user ID and password and log into the BW system and create info object, with how many things I need to create? 2 fields. Which table I need to maintain? Text table. So even we are extracting text table. So create an info object, okay, and maintain text table. And replicate the data source into the data source. And define the data source to the info object. The reason is you are using direct update method. Simply we do follow that naming convention. For reference structure field and for custom field, we start with GP and in BW perspective, and in other they will start with V. So in SAP, V means custom, okay, created by you. 0 means SAP. Now, mandatory. Without that, you cannot create. Now, what we need to do? We need to get data source from there we need to get data source from the R3 system. So R3 system is connected to the BW system and it is acting as a source system. So replicate the data sources from the source system, you need to click on the source system here and you need to identify connected R3 system and you need to double click on connected R3 system. R3 is connected R3 system for your BW system. Okay. So your data sources will created in this system. So double click on RCS. Once you double click on the RCS, it will showcase the list of the data sources which are down to RCS. Initially, whatever already replicated, that information you can see here. But you need to replicate this newly created data source. This newly created data source is in R3 system, in CA application. In CA application area, we have CA IO. You need to select the CA IO application area and you need to right click and you need to replicate. For that, what we need to do? Set the application component. And we have CA, Personal Administration, Personal Management, Master Data. Master Data Personal Management. If you go to /n RSO2 and display, and this is your application component, right? CAIO. You saved here the data source you assign to CAIO, and CAIO is Personal Management and Master Data Personal Management. See, so replicating and same way. Master Data Personal Management. So replicate at Master Data Personal Management. Then you can see the newly created data source will be replicated and comes in the information. So this application component doesn't have any data source. Now if you replicate, then this one will have only one data source. That is the data source called EMP underscore. Finally, what we can do, so we will leave this one as it is, and we can create info object, right, and logging into BW system. Just taking user. BW system. BW system and application layer. So next example we will do in DA branches because I cannot application manager. system is busy. These many jobs are running. All data processes are busy. ఏం చేస్తారంటే కొత్త బ్యాచ్ స్టార్ట్ అయినప్పుడు కొత్త ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ చెప్పినప్పుడు అందరూ చేస్తారు కదా, ప్రీవియస్ బ్యాచ్ వాళ్ళు చేస్తున్నారు. దాని తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఫ్రీ చేసేస్తారు సిస్టమ్. 10 ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఎవరు చేయరు కదా. ఫస్ట్ 10లో ఎక్కువ చేస్తారు, చేసిన ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మళ్ళీ చేస్తారు. దాని తర్వాత కొత్త ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చేసినా చేయరు. One particular job is running from last 10 minutes. And this is getting the data from OLTP source, the source system. These two are running from last. This is from last 12 minutes, and this is almost from this is from last 12 minutes, and this is from last 18 minutes. There is no dialog processor to let me in. That's the reason it is stopped in here itself. I think ఒక వర్క్ ప్రాసెసర్ లేదన్నమాట ఐడియల్గా. అందుకోసం యూజర్ ట్రైంగ్ అండ్ ట్రైంగ్ యాజ్ ఎ యూజర్ అండ్ ట్రైంగ్ టు గెట్ ఇన్ టు ద సిస్టమ్ అండ్ so in real time what we do, we can have more than 50 allocated dialog processors. If you run the program in background, then this update and batch job will come into the picture. Dialog process is running something in dialog. Okay, you replicated, write it in, and you replicated the data process. That time, that particular process will send to dialog process. This is a virtual process. You ask data system to replicate the data from the source system. Then the job will be generated and job will be assigned to the worker. It's working. The last and replicating data source. I think it's completed. Let me see. What about process fields and the reason we are able to log into the system now. Let me create info object. I would like to create info object with text table. I am creating info object. Create info object. EMPL employer working in using STK. So here I am giving characteristics and line 10 original, and I am checking this one and I am activating. So info object creation is completed. I think it's also takes 4 to 5 minutes to complete. Now keep your data source is now executed into the AWS file. Okay, and the creating finally info object. Okay, you need to wait until that info object is created. It is creating. Once it is created, info object is created, you will see the data source needs to be replicated. Okay, needs to be assigned to the info source. Now I am right clicking this data source and assigning it to the info source. Here, direct assignment. Your info source is nothing but info object. So here the return is info object, whatever we created earlier. What we created VEMP L44, correct? So still it is created. Once it has been created, then you can read that information. Now info object has been created. Come to here. What is your info object? VEMPL 44, and click on continue. If you are working with business center, then you can see something like this. Info source VEMPL 44 is unknown. And create direct update VEMPL 44. Give in this function and go ahead. Now, system is taking. This input source, that data source, is assigned to the input source for GNPM44. Save. And activate the transfer rules then. Once you activate the transfer rules, after mapping the info object, select the info object from here to here and paste it here and click on enter. Now object transfer rules are mapped. Then activate the transfer rules. Now what happens? The same transfer structure will be written to here and the transfer structure will be generated in PW and PLC table will be generated and the transfer rules will be generated. Once transfer rules are generated, yes, you can see data flow diagram and you can have IP to transfer the data from the source system. Whenever you trigger IP, actually refer to the source system contains data source and data source contains extract structure. Therefore, trigger is instruction program and extract structure extract the data and data will be processed to object field and processed into the single object. Now activated from that. Then go to info sources. What is your info source? GENPM44, correct? Give this info source name. Refresh one. Now right click this one. Create info package. Click on continue. Schedule the data. Now data will be transferred into the we got loaded into info this part GNPM. Okay, and then same day you can work with attributes. Okay, in same day you can work with attributes. And tomorrow I will discuss about attributes and direct update method and other methods. Okay. You have lot of notes here. Go through all these notes. This is about table creation and view creation and generic information about generic extractors. One second. See, let me complete one more example. మీకు ఎన్ని గంటల మంది అన్న క్లాస్ 11 11:30 Okay. We'll meet tomorrow.